Namaste, angels. I wanted to do a quick reading for a friend of mine. He's a Sagittarius. I'm going to begin with the Magician, which represents the sign of Gemini for me, but Sagittarians are very Gemini-like. In fact, they're like the mirror sign to Gemini. Both of us are mutable, as are Pisces and Virgo. But the most alike, as you know, matching up and aligning with one another would be Gemini and Sagittarius, at least in my opinion. And probably the most stark difference that, you know, Gemini is Magician times 2 and Sagittarius would only be 1. But in any case, they can manifest anything they want. They can take on any other traits of any of the other zodiac signs. Again, as can Pisces and Virgo as well too. You are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them, and life is magical. And speaking of the fact that he is a Sagittarius, open to the 10 of fire. Too much work. Accept help from others. Life is out of balance, and that causes stress-related health concerns. So there are areas in your life where you could use someone else to pitch in, take some of the burden, like you're trying to do too much of it yourself. Which I guess is also very Sagittarian-like. I know it's very Gemini-like. The Magician and the 8 of air, an illusion of being trapped. So like feeling like you're stuck in a situation or circumstance or relationship that's toxic. A lack of self-confidence, being afraid to take action. Sometimes we have to cut people off and we feel like we can't. We have to keep them in our lives no matter how toxic they are. This says that's not true. If you're the Magician, you can manifest anything in your life. You can find a solution, come up with a solution, manifest one, develop one, figure something out, a way out. Open to the 5 of Earth, which is about lack for me. Fears surrounding money. The wisdom to accept help from others, and uncertain self-employment. As it relates to things like love and relationships, for me, it's about like fear of abandonment, or maybe fear of abandoning someone else. Also, fear of lack in that another relationship lacked something, and you have fear going forward that like this is going, the pattern is going to be repeated. This is going to happen to me again. These fears are often subconscious. You might not even realize unless you really put some meditation into it. And now coming to the Knight of Water, who's emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative, falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, and an invitation to a social event. Well, something could come up. Friends, family, a romantic interest, a crush that makes you emotionally happy. You could be invited somewhere. A Knight of Water is a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or someone taking on those traits or attributes. This can also be representative of the Cancer full moon, which occurs this week on New Year's Day, actually, January 1st here in the United States, and as well as Neptune's retrograde in Pisces. Like this can be representing the energy that will cause you to be surrounded by love and emotion and happiness, joy. That's the word. And it's balance or temperance in the traditional tarot. Temperance represents the sign of Sagittarius or other fire sign, but of course for you, Sagittarius is appropriate. The need to balance, the need for balance rather, and moderation, cooperation and compromise. So there's someone or something with which you have to work something out in a way that's fair to you and others involved. Wait for perfect timing. Balance or temperance is also about healing, restoration, recovery, balancing out the scales, making things right again, at least for me. The overall energy is the High Priestess with Archangel Haniel. Listen to your intuition. Have patience and consider carefully what you want before acting. The High Priestess is a Gemini, for me, or a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and can be, again, representative of the Cancer full moon. The Cancer full moon that we have this week on the 1st actually will be sitting in the constellation Gemini. So this card is sort of all encompassing of the Gemini and the water signs, particularly Cancer. Now, this may represent your masculine and feminine half. We each have one. And or a feminine energy in your life as opposed to your own inner feminine. The Emperor with Archangel Michael. Emperor represents a sign of Aries or other fire sign, like yours, Sagittarius or Leo. Also can represent the sign of Scorpio for me because it represents the planet Mars, which rules both Aries and Scorpio. Organization and logic, structure and discipline and leadership. The Emperor is also like an authority, can be like a father. This may be representative of you as a father, or can be your father in your life, or somebody, again, of authority that you respect, a respected figure that's impactful upon you. Surrounded by the 5 of air, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. The 5 of air, well, 5s in general, tend to be about conflict, if not about change. Sometimes they're about both. The conflict is with change. Change is difficult, all that kind of stuff. But it is conflict in which we had a hand. Now, it may not have been malicious. We may not have meant to cause this undue stress upon ourselves and others, potentially others, but often has to do with being presumptive. And so we like rush to judgment and act too quickly. And then we end up causing ourselves, you know, like you say, oh man, when you realize like, if I hadn't have done this, this wouldn't have happened. It's like that type of thing. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. And in your subconscious here, the 9 of Earth, which is, as far as relationships go, like a single person's kind of card to me. But it's very positive because it's about liking yourself, loving yourself, spending time with you, getting to know you, enjoying you, enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, successful self-employment. And here, the Ace of Water, falling in love, or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth, and enhanced intuition, maybe even a new home. This can be about reconciliation, an ex returning or something, or it can be about meeting somebody new. Again, that makes you very emotionally happy, a new crush or something. That Knight of Water. It's a new beginning. Aces represent new starts, and it makes you very joyous, brings you emotional fulfillment and happiness. This still can be the Cancer full moon because full moons are about death, endings, transformation of energy, change. And in either case, or any case, whether it is change, transformation, or death, like an actual ending, a new beginning always comes afterwards. That's what this is. Surrounded by the 9 of Fire. So even if you feel tired, don't give up before you receive like your reward, this new beginning here. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. This is about persistence. You have 2 9s too. 9s do represent endings and new beginnings. Like in numerology and angel numbers, well, numerology, they definitely represent endings. In angel numbers, it can be endings or it can be humanitarianism. Like it's time to begin your humanitarian work, maybe a spiritually based project or business that's successful, self-employment. But in supreme math, and I know you mentioned to me that you grew up Muslim, so maybe you know supreme math. Maybe you speak supreme math and supreme alphabet as I do. In supreme math, it means born, right? Born is similar to the ace. Born means something ended so that something could be started. Something is fresh and anew. So that's what these 9s are here for you. And here you have another 9 when you add the 4 and the 5 together. And you have the 1. So endings, a beautiful, new, emotionally fulfilling beginning. In your subconscious here, you have the 9s, you have the 1, and you got a 9 and a 1 here. It's the 19. The sun with Archangel Uriel, which also in the tarot represents the sign of Sagittarius. Now, many people connected to Leo, and it would represent Leo and Aries too, all the fire signs. But they connected to Leo because the actual sun, Earth's star, the sun, rules the sign of Leo. But in the tarot, the sun indeed represents Sagittarius. Happy outcome. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success if you have confidence in yourself. Crowning. The Empress with Archangel Gabriel. Lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams. Nurture yourself and others. The Empress, sitting here next to the Emperor, is definitely the sign of a couple. And then sitting here next to the Ace of Water, I'd say a romantic couple. So there could indeed be an ex returning, or you meeting new love, or a crush coming forward, or something like that. The Empress is also about new beginnings, similar to aces, fresh starts, fertile energy. Can represent somebody's mother, as the Emperor can represent a father. Also feeling good, feeling confident, attractive, maybe being particularly attractive to others. Represents the planet Venus for me. Venus, which rules Taurus and Libra, and is the esoteric ruler of Gemini. So if any of these signs mean anything, they may have something to do with the crush. It's also a 3. And threes aren't good numbers, but as they relate to the tarot, and for me, often represent what I call a party of 3, which means not necessarily a love triangle, but a third energy that's sort of in the way of what else you may have going or might otherwise have going. It can be a block to the flow of abundance. At the root, the Knight of Fire, who's passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. This is Prince Charming, and it represents your energy as a fire sign, as a Sagittarius. Aries, Leo as well. And it's charging over here toward this feminine half and this happy outcome. At the heart of the matter, the 2 of Fire. This is a card of divine union as it relates to romantic situations and perhaps a couple. It's in general, and this would be a general spread, not necessarily a love spread. It is a card of partnership. You've come into your own. New partnerships or beginnings and new contracts continue to move forward. So where you potentially could be starting your own business with all these nines surrounding you, maybe it would involve a partner. Maybe it would involve taking on 2 partners, 3 people, and it will be abundant. Let's add some love to this. So I'm beginning with you deserve love, which also represents the sign of Sagittarius for me in my cards because of this, very Cupid-like woman here. You are lovable and opening to worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. You deserve love and keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So it could be somebody unexpected, somebody younger, somebody older, somebody with a different race, somebody skinny, somebody heavy, whatever is unlike what you would normally choose is a possibility of this person that could make you tremendously happy. And so stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith is what's going to bring you romance. You deserve love. You're lovable because the person that's coming could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. And it might be somebody you overlooked or something. You deserve love. You're lovable. I'm going to cut somebody that you didn't consider, perhaps. Free yourself. Remember, we started out with that 8 of air, and I said it was a restrictive energy, feeling stuck, lacking confidence, maybe fear, feeling, that you can't move forward. Something's holding you back. The romance angels are concurring and they want you to get out of that situation. It's time to take back control of your life. Yep. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And you might say, I'm not on any substances. It doesn't have to be that. It's any toxic situation, people, places, things, any combination of those upon which or with which you have a codependent relationship. That is blocking you. That is holding you back. This is the overall energy. Now I'm going to put here on top of this top row what you can do for yourself. Since you haven't told me about anybody particular in your life and you have represented yourself as a single to me, right? What you can do for yourself. What is surrounding you about, like over which you likely have no control, and what the universe or God wants you to know. Here at the bottom. In the middle, I always do specifically Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, the leader, like the emperor of the angels in the Quran, Torah, and Bible, right? He remains the head honcho. But this card here is crossing where you have the emperor, which in that deck, the angel tarot, it is, Archangel Michael, a representation of him that appears on that card. Okay, and atop that card, very soon, if you clearly decide what you want, it will come to you now. And this is attached to organizing maybe your life, changing some things around. Atop the Empress, separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. There is somebody, this may be the person or a person with whom you have a codependent relationship, and you need to either pull away and take an opportunity to go within, or end a relationship with them, or end it the way it exists now. Let it die so that it can be born again and you can start anew in a new way. It needs to be transformed, but it can't continue like this. They may specifically be a Libra or a Taurus. Also, atop this ace of water is soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. They may specifically be a water sign. Doesn't have to be. It could be any sign of the zodiac, but they may. A Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Just trying to give you some ideas in case you know anybody. Atop the Five of Air, new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. This Five of Air can be attached to whatever has blocked. Like I said, you've met this person before. And you may have met them in a past life or something. Sometimes people dream about people that they haven't met yet. And then when you meet them, you realize, like, you know, I dreamt about this person years ago. I didn't know who that was. So when it says you've met before, it can be something like that too. Atop the Nine of Fire, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Well, the red flags on this table in this spread are, for one, the Nine of Fire itself, which tells you to continue to push forward. Be persistent. Don't let anything stop you. Here, we had the Two of Fire. So it tells you of a partnership that is favorable for you. Be it romantic, business, one of each, one that's both, whatever. These are all possibilities. And here you had the Sun. That's the red flag. That's how you, everything's going to be fine. Don't worry. Here, the Knight of Fire, Prince Charming to the rescue. Like, we got this. Those are your red flags. That's what's cautioning you. Those are the signs. So keep these things in mind, maybe when approaching situations in the near future and or making decisions. What does the universe, what does God want you to know? Well, here, atop the Nine of Earth, trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So again, maybe if you're jumping into a business, you're considering jumping into a business of your own, that's a good idea. You're spending some time alone, single, that's a good idea. All of the above. Getting to know yourself better. When we love ourselves, it enables us to be able to love other people. And it looks like you have love coming up for you very soon. Also, atop the Knight of Fire, forgiving and learning as you release and heal the past. So maybe like a negative, a toxic situation and or relationship. As you let that go, any resentment, pain, fear, regret, guilt, whatever, negative chords of emotion or attachment. As you let them go, you experience more love in your present moment. And it's crossing the new love. And it's sitting underneath the Two of Fire. So it's letting you know, let that go, because you're blocking your blessing of love that could be coming to you, that could be making you feel really, really good. Also, atop the Sun, again, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So here we're crowned by soulmate and rooted in soulmate. It might be somebody that you have overlooked in the past. And you may have even liked them, but then you said, oh, well, we're too different. You know, I don't know. I went to public school. They went to private school. It's not going to work. You know, I'm sure that's not it. But, you know, these differences. At the heart of the matter, atop that Two of Fire. What'd I just say? Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Boom. If you do that, then you can have a healthy, thriving, divine even relationship. That soulmate connection. So further advice to you, spiritual law of attraction. What we put out is what we get back. So you want to put out positive energy, but that's why we have to cut cords and things like that, because we want to be able to send out positive energy so that that is what is returned to us by the universe. Mother, wife, sister, daughter. There is a feminine energy. And sometimes it can be our own inner feminine, but there's a feminine energy with whom you have to heal a relationship. Healing a relationship is sometimes done by repairing it, and sometimes it's done by walking away from it. That will be for you to decide, you know, which and with whom. You've got to let go of this energy of, and this sense of being stuck in an unfavorable situation and figure out how to get yourself out of it. Because it's causing you to miss opportunities. And so when that happens too often, we become sort of like numb, unimpressed with the world, doubtful that an actual opportunity could be in front of us presenting itself. Missing an opportunity, discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. Maybe those possibilities again include this soulmate that you perhaps overlooked in the past. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And lastly, we've come full circle. This very Sagittarian card with which I started. You deserve love. You are lovable. I hope that you enjoy this reading and find it very helpful. Namaste, Angel.